All right, guys, what are my credentials? What gives me the fucking right to kick off the Rapture? You guys have been waiting 2,000 years for this, or at least some people have. Although most people my age and younger don't give a shit about these things, but they will pretty soon. So here we go. That documentary I mentioned, the one that I filmed without anyone's permission. During it, at the beginning, we were on some cocaine. It's known as the White Pony. The plan was to post it to the cloud after the Cannes Film Festival concluded on May 20th of this year. The cloud, I mean the internet. I was going to upload it, and it calls for people who believe in sending their coincidences that they record into this, to sort of send them to me so I can upload them to the internet. And it was about people who only believed, or the people who uploaded the videos, they're called believers. I'm a lion, means I'm a Leo. I've died before. When I was 1, I was dead for over 6 minutes by drowning in a bathtub with my older brother. He was 2. My mom, who's a nurse, she came in, saw that I was blue. I should have been brain dead, or at least had brain damage. But instead, when she gave me CPR, because she's a nurse, I coughed up the water, and then I spoke my first word, mama. She said I wasn't the same after that, by the way. I have Davidic blood in my arm. I'm willing to take a genetic test or do a genetic test on May 21st of this year and beyond. But until then, I'm not going to give you guys total proof. It's about you believing right now. I'm a teacher and a businessman. I own 3 LLCs. One helps kids get in college, so there's the teacher part. The other businesses, one's an entertainment company that made a documentary and also didn't technically have a contract to manage a band, but was there for moral support on a tour in Europe. And then finally, I have a quantitative hedge fund that where I'm in the process of folding and withdrawing from a financial regulator. I can identify the Antichrist. I can also tell you how the Rapture works. We'll do that in a minute, or I guess in the next video. The 7 years of turbulence for those Christian or whatever, any sort of religion, any theologians or eschatologists, you're going to say, well, what about the 7 years of turbulence? Okay, well, it started on May 21st of 2011, which was the date that Harold Blessing spent $250 million leading up to this date calling for the end of the world. Obviously, it didn't happen. So that kicked it off, during which time the Antichrist rose to power. I kicked off the Rapture about 30 minutes ago, or an hour ago. And finally, on May 21st, if you have your Rapture and you're going to get your own personal heaven on earth. The Cannes Film Festival, where I was going to submit that documentary, runs from May 9th of this year through May 20th. The whole plan was to submit this documentary in this sort of futile attempt to get my girlfriend back, or a girl that I was dating back, or at least seeing. And the plan was, because it's so bizarre, that if I won the festival, I'd put it online online the next day, because no one in their right mind, no studio or movie distributor would ever actually distribute this thing because it's so bizarre. So there you go. So I knew that, that next day was May 21st, so it's exactly 7 years of tribulation to the day. Miracles, I filmed 2 on my phone. I plan to upload those once this series is up or over. Also, it's more than a vision. It's when God actually, he made me aware of his presence without speaking a word, but he made every other sense in my body activate, and he gave me my mission on earth. I have that video. I plan to upload it as well. Let's see, the embassy, it's moved from, it's moved to Jerusalem. Thanks a lot, Donald. Could work there. That's really what kicked this thing off. For those theologians or eschatologists, the Esther and Vashti argument, how Esther is this Jewish woman who's supposed to take the husband of this Gentile woman away from her. From the Gentile bride. Well, basically, here's what happened. I separated from my Gentile wife. She's Catholic. In the summer of 2016. We were separated for about, 8-9 months. I was still holding on to getting back with her. But then I reached out to this Jewish girl that I went to school with a long time ago. And because of that, I fell in love and ultimately ended my marriage with my now ex-wife. By the way, the only reason I met that Jewish girl was because of how do I say this? I met her in college. And this is what's great. Not that this has anything to do with eschatology, but I just dig this. So she got rejected from the school that we met at, but Bill Clinton, when he was in office, he signed a recommendation letter, which was submitted then to the college, and they reversed their decision, and that's how I met her. I just love that idea. Let's see. You got war against Israel right now from the Gaza Strip, from the Palestinians. Not choosing sides here, I'm just saying. And also Syria. We have Russia, Turkey, and Syria all combating with U.S. soldiers and Syrian soldiers in the Middle East. So shit's going down. Anyway, what are my credentials in terms of being sane? Well, I'm risking everything for this, as you saw with my Rapture. I just beat a National Futures Association audit, which is a member organization under the CFTC, which is the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. I hold a Series 3 license. I was actually Series 7 license when I was 18. Any of you hedge fund guys, you want a black swan trade, stay tuned. I hope you have a what-if scenario for this kind of situation. I'm lucid. I'm speaking normally. There's a lot of thought that's gone into this, by the way. And if I'm wrong, I'm totally comfortable with it. I plan to move on with my life. And feel free to humiliate me, whatever you want to do. And like I said, I own 3 LLCs, which I disbanded all of them in the last couple weeks. And I plan to fold all of them to file personal bankruptcy very soon. And if I'm wrong, that means there's no God, and this is one big coincidence. So there you go. Those are my credentials. That's part 3. Stay tuned for part 4. Thanks, guys.